Good morning. Today is Friday.
And today I am headed to Kageyama / Nishinaka Studios, also known as Snaggletooth Studios, to record some tracks for... Ugh, I forgot to get a cart for this drum. It's made out of a solid trunk. Heavy. So I love recording, I think more so than playing live. But the hard thing about recording is most of the time I am both the person recording and the audio engineer that sets everything up and presses all the buttons and everything like that. And that part is kind of a pain in the butt. And each project is a little bit different, which requires different drums and different setups. So today I'm using the Odaiko, the Chu there, and the I'm not sure what that would be called. Ojime, maybe. It's a lower rope drum. And I'm also needing to figure out which mics sound the best. So I came in a couple days ago to kind of test the mics. And then now I'm kind of rethinking some of that. So that's part of the process. Basically, I got in here at 8. It is 8:44 and I haven't started actual recording yet because this process takes a while. I need to figure out how to set up the drums to feel ergonomic and efficient. And yeah, if I were to do this like on a more daily basis, I would definitely have this dialed in, but it's been a bit since I've had to do a recording like this in this space. So it's gonna take a little bit. Yeah, so part of these recording projects when I'm recording by myself is kind of like a puzzle, trying to figure out the order of things that I should record that's the most efficient. Turns out for this setup, how I want to mic the drums, I actually don't have enough mics here to set up everything at once. So I'm gonna have to do a pass of all the low drums for all the pieces, go back and do the mid drums, and then maybe the high or something like that. Where in an ideal situation, I think I would have everything set up at once that I wanted to record, and then I could just record the whole song, high parts, mid parts, low parts, go to the next song and all that. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that today. But I'm almost at the point where I can record, listening through some of the things and trying to map out how to do it. So that is part of this self-recording process for sure, which is why I super appreciate when I'm able to do a bigger gig and there are engineers there and people that, you know, are actual audio engineers. That's their job and they know how to set things up correctly and work the computer quickly and all that. So to all y'all who help me out on those projects, thank you so much. Y'all have a hard job, so I really appreciate it. Okay, well, ran into a snag because I was supposed to have sheet music for this recording session, and that sheet music hasn't come yet. It's supposed to come to me today at some point. A lot of this stuff is not difficult, but these patterns don't repeat in odd spots, so it's a little bit hard to try to listen to the track, play it, and then record it. I've been trying to figure out what to do because it's costing me money to be here. So I need to do some work. I planned on doing work today. So what I think I'm going to do. All right. So in Logic Pro, because there is an electronic instrument in here that the composer wrote or had some of that part on this electronic instrument, Logic is actually able to give me some sheet music there, which is kind of handy. And I say it's kind of handy because the way that Logic writes the music looks a little bit funky. It's mathematically correct, but it just looks a little weird. So it's a bit harder for me to read. I guess you could think of it like if you were reading a book and there weren't spaces in between words where there should be, and it's not consistent where there's just like no spaces, but some words have spaces between them, some don't. It's going to take you a little bit longer to read read that book. So kind of the same here. So I think I'm going to try to do this, read the music from Logic and see how that works. At least I'll be able to hopefully make some kind of progress on this while I wait for the actual sheet music. Okay, I am still waiting for that sheet music. It is almost 1:30 right now. I got some tracks done, but the process I would guess is like 4 or 5 times slower if I have to go back and listen by ear. So just goes to show you the value of reading music. It really speeds things up. I know not a whole bunch of you probably want to do studio work, but if you do and you don't know how to read music, I would suggest starting to learn if you don't already know how. And I just so happen to have an online course where you can learn how to read music. I'll put it in the description below. So there's not a whole lot more I can do today without the sheet music. So I think I'm going to try to do one more track that has some pretty simple parts that I don't need music for. And then I might call it a day because I'm just kind of wasting money being here and not recording. So see you soon.